In this situation, there was no transparency before, there was no honesty. There were misunderstandings, there were half-truths. So if you want to dive into that energy again, first, ensure clarity, transparency, and explain what caused your disappointment before. Hi, welcome, come on in. Energy for the next few weeks, plus information for each of the signs. If this message appeared before you right now, perhaps it reached you exactly at the moment it was meant to be heard. Take from this reading what resonates with you, what supports you on your current path, Let's begin. Do not rush anything. Listen. Approach matters calmly. Additionally, this moment of suspension, this moment of calm, this moment without rushing may lead you to perceive a certain matter, a certain situation in a completely different way. You will see it in a completely different light, and that leads to a new beginning, a different approach to things, So try to approach matters calmly and without rushing. Forgiveness is important here for some of you. In the coming week, there is an energy of forgiveness, forgiving yourself, forgiving another person after such a difficult moment. Forgiveness, and what do we do next, right? Which way to go from here? What do we choose for ourselves next? What do I choose for myself? What do we choose for ourselves as couples, for example, after forgiveness? So also don't, with forgiveness here, a request not to rush, to be ready for forgiveness. Why? Because in my view, the card suggests that if you want to forgive or accept an apology, let it be a radical forgiveness, meaning we close this chapter that we have already put behind us, right? The difficult one, the unpleasant one, we do not go back to it. We do not dig it up later. So perhaps one of the sides needs more time, literally more time. Attention, for those who are currently in a state of professional or business limbo, the cards here show that there is a possibility of collaboration, a possibility of cooperation, and perhaps even a possibility of starting a new job. This situation is connected to your past, to someone from your past. However, this situation requires transparency, clearing something up, perhaps some past disagreement, and literally forgiveness, because there is an opportunity here for work, for cooperation, for business. So the cards also ask you to approach this calmly. Why? Because the energy of disappointment, pain, and perhaps a lack of transparency is tied to the past. I do not want to use a stronger word, a feeling that we were misled and this situation should be clarified, explained, healed, and cut off. Instead of like forcing it, jumping into this proposal very quickly without thinking, accepting this proposal, accepting this offer, right? There could also have been a situation where you felt like the person for, let's say, the heavier lifting, meaning you felt like the person who was always or often chosen to handle difficulties, to deal with, to solve the worst issues and so on. If that was an obstacle before, if you felt, let's call it, used in that way, then that element simply requires professional business clarification. Why? Because we strive for balance, we strive for moderation, for both sides to have a scope of action, a scope of responsibilities that will ensure, that you don't feel used. So two scenarios have emerged for the near future. The romantic scenario, don't rush into forgiving, okay? Or don't rush into apologizing to someone either. If you feel that you should do it because here an energy is appearing, if you really that you truly desire this forgiveness or you want someone to forgive you. Haste is not the best advisor here. The situation itself requires a little time, a deeper understanding of what perhaps was the cause of this misunderstanding, right? And that is a bit of an energy, meaning time heals all wounds in that sense, right? That is how I would describe it. During this reflection, it is good to consider what I want to say to the other person. If you are the one accepting an apology, if someone is apologizing to you, asking for forgiveness, then this also shows an energy that says, do not rush this, give yourself time, consider whether you are able to. Well, forgiving is definitely worth it, but in my opinion, the point here is what comes next. So is there a proposal for what we do after that forgiveness? Do you even want there to be anything further, right? Professionally, the energy shows up as a collaboration, some job offer, or some kind of cooperation. And there is a grounding in your past here when it comes to this person who is making you such a proposal or regarding the proposal itself. And here you also need to be very transparent, ensure transparency and clarity of the situation so that you know exactly where you stand and where this is leading. Because previously there seems to be some ambiguity around this person or this proposal and a sense of disappointment on your part. This needs to be cleared up. What was previously a struggle for you, that disappointing aspect needs to be cleared up, the cards say, and also not to rush into anything. And now I am moving on to the information for each of the signs. We start with Aries and end with Pisces. My dear Aries, information for you. Keep going, don't give up, right? Like fight for what's yours. This is a bit of that energy. Be involved in what's happening, in what is for, and what is important to you. It's a bit like that. Keep going with your plan. Keep going. Pursue what is important to you. Do not give up. Hang in there. You are very close to your goal. My dear Taurians, for Taurus, there is a need for harmony, to bring more harmony into your life. And here I will refer to this professional and business matter. If there was no harmony in this cooperation before, let's call it that, and it was unacceptable to you, then this is undoubtedly a topic that requires your attention and discussion. Compromises and cooperation are showing up very well. Cooperation with someone is also showing up very well because both sides, meaning you and the other party in the situation, are completely different. And this diversity is something very unique. And next, my dear Geminis, the information for you in the near future is that your life experiences will help you make changes soon. They will help you free yourself from something that you have been putting off, dear Gemini, perhaps for too long now, right? It is a bit like that. So use your life experience. My dear Cancers, for Cancers, my dears, you need to be decisive. You need to be focused and with your ambition. Here is another piece of information for you. Things are generally moving very fast, but you are keeping up with the pace. Yes, that is how I would describe it. And the cards suggest much more that it will be more effective for you to be guided by intellect rather than emotions. So I would also pay attention to that. Consider your possibilities, your options. Before you make a decision, before you choose anything, consider other options, my dear Leos. Oh, for Leo, there is an energy of very wise, extremely thoughtful management of your own resources. It is a little bit like that. Very good and wise financial, business, and professional decisions. It is a bit like that. So, well, there is a lot of common sense here, a lot of common sense and a lot of stability. For Virgo, there is the energy of success. There is the energy of achievement. It is the energy that says you are moving forward. You have finished, dear Virgo, a certain stage and you are moving on. This is very liberating. You can be proud of yourself. You can be proud of yourself, satisfied. The energies of discovering and exploring new territories, new possibilities, and some vacation or holiday trips are also showing up very well. It will be highly inspiring for you. My dear Libras, for Libra, there appears an opportunity that is highly interesting for you, which is worth considering so that you accept and seize this opportunity. I also ask, dear Libra, that you remain optimistic and keep the courage to seize various opportunities in your life. And there is also an energy appearing that says, dear Libra, do not miss an opportunity because this will be a time for you to take concrete action. My dear Scorpios, something is troubling your mind, in my opinion, or you feel that something is limiting your freedom, perhaps your personal freedom. And here the cards simply say to observe why this situation has appeared in your life. Watch, be careful, pay attention to what is happening in your surroundings, right? Be honest as well with yourself. Be honest with yourself, dear Scorpio. Moving on, I now invite Sagittarians. Dear Sagittarius, you are hesitating. This is an internal conflict, a struggle with yourself. This could be the result of a desire to achieve something, a drive for victory, to realize your own ambitions. So on one hand, the card suggests beware of any unnecessary drama. It is not productive, it is not constructive, it will lead nowhere. However, if you need to defend your opinion, there is also this piece of information here. Defend your opinion. Next, listen, I now invite...
My dearest, that was Sagittarius. So my dear. So wait, my dear Capricorns, of course, Capricorns.
Emotional renewal, catching the desire and joy of life is showing up here. Some love, some person perhaps who makes you feel good, who makes you feel better and better, who heals something in you. I mean, not that they do, but it's like this connection between you is very soothing, nurturing and healing for you. For some of you, a deep friendship, a friendship based on such solid foundations. It also shows very well showing each other affection, right? Being kind, nice, and warm to one another. My dear Aquarians, Aquarius has joy, success. You see clearly which direction you want to follow. You see clearly what you want. You see clearly what opportunities are ahead of you. You see clearly how to use the opportunities that are before you. You will carry out some plan, a plan that will simply succeed for you, so be grateful for that. My dear Pisces, Pisces are moving away from trouble, or you simply feel that you are no longer worried about something. The end of difficult times is coming. At least things are heading in a better direction. There is some long-awaited relief here. This could be finding your own place, a peaceful place. This could be the end of depression, coming out of some depression. It also very clearly shows a trip or a move, because this trip or move brings relief. There is relief.
Thank you. Sending a big hug. Best regards and talk to you soon.